Hi, I'm Carlin.
I'm Enam. We're the Jordans.
We live in North Carolina and we have 3 beautiful boys.
We love our faith, our family, football, and food.
I work full-time as a police officer.
I am a financial services representative at a credit union.
My wife and I both serve as youth pastors at our local church.
And then I have a small business, Car Decay. I'm a licensed esthetician. We have a 2-year-old firecracker. He's Carlin Josiah. Carlin was born with sickle cell disease. So the only known cure right now for sickle cell disease is a bone marrow transplant. Then when I got pregnant with Biscuit, they tested to see if he was a match, and he was. It can possibly cure his sickle cell.
My biggest fan and my biggest support is my wife.
Yeah, my biggest fan and my biggest support system is Carlin.
You know, there's a saying to divide and conquer, but I don't want to divide and conquer. We just want to conquer together, conquer as a unit.
But unfortunately, we are broke. That was a bit long-winded.
She said expound. She said expound.
Going from broke empowers young people drowning in debt
I can't do this.
to become the CEOs of their own lives. I'm Dan Rosenzweig, CEO of Chegg. My co-host, Tanya Rapley, and I are here to help people find their way out of suffocating debt.
This is the year.
What you're about to see are real-time, unfiltered conversations airing the same week in which we shot them. This is Going From Broke in real time. Welcome to Going From Broke, probably the show you never thought you'd want to be on.
Hey Dan, hey Tanya, I'm Carlin. This is my wife, Enam.
It is so wonderful to meet you. I feel like I know you already, but I feel like we're going to get to know each other even better. So I'm really looking forward to walking through some of these numbers and helping you create solutions so that you can start working smarter and not as hard. Each month, Carlin and Enam bring in $7,600, but spend upwards of $11,600 due to mounting medical debt. So each month they sink about $4,000 further into the hole. Their debt is a grand total of $210,000. Well, it's clear that you all aren't spending recklessly. You know, it's not that you're being financially irresponsible. You know, you own your home. Like, how big is that for you? Because I know that's a large part of the American dream for so many people, owning their home.
For me, that is huge. That was huge. When we signed our name and we owned this home, it was kind of one of those things that you always wanted to do, but you never thought you would be able to do it because you never seen nobody do it before you. So I never seen my mom own a home. I never seen my dad own a home. I never seen my cousins until I got older. And so when we took that step and we purchased this house, I felt really good inside because I felt like I finally had something I can plant roots. Like, this is ours. Like, this address belongs to us. So when you look it up, our name's gonna pop up. So I don't know, kind of had my chest puffed up a little bit. Like, man, we own this house. We don't rent. We're not borrowing. We're not, crashing on the couch. This is ours, and we're kind of starting a legacy for our children.
Absolutely, same here. I really crave stability for my kids. I wanted them to have a home that they can grow up in, have memories in, come home to when they go to college. And it was so important for me to not pay somebody else's mortgage, but to pay my own. And so buying our home was everything to me as well. We bought it a month before we had baby Carlin, and just to bring him home in our home, it just meant so much to me.
I didn't have a template to follow. I didn't say, oh, this is how my dad did it, so I could just follow that example. It was more so like, man, we winging this. Like, we're gonna purchase it together, and we just gonna, figure out how to keep the mortgage up. And so everything was new. Like, man, we're in charge of this lawn care. We're in charge of the maintenance. And it was always apartment. Then it was like, boom, we own.
The repairs you made on the home exceeded your mortgage payment last month or in February. So can we talk about that home equity line as well as the repairs?
Because we have an older home, you're either going to pay thousands of dollars to get a new system, or you can just keep paying $750, $500, $100 to get these little things fixed. And because we don't have the money to just get a whole new air conditioning system, we're having to pay for them to come fix it when it goes out. Same with the plumbing. We can't change our plumbing lines right now, so we're paying a plumber to come out every week.
Okay, this house sounds like it's expensive.
We have moisture issues in our ceiling, and the moisture issues can turn into mold and mildew, which we have in our bathroom. and it can make us sick, and baby Carlin can't get sick. So we've been having to pay it little by little.
So what they're going to do is they're going to deplete his current immune system completely, take it away, and then they're going to slowly inject this healthy cells from Caden into Carlin. But they have to monitor him closely because he don't have an immune system. So he has to be in the hospital for at least 100 days minimum. And after the 100-day stay, he has to go into a sterilized environment, which is whether we bring him home, and he has to be monitored closely, which means maybe weekly doctor visits, maybe
Twice a week,
and monitor all the way until at least a year.
There are some big boulders to move here. Every boulder you move is going to feel heavy, but the other side of this is we really need to get the actual monthly costs and an annualized cost of your home, everything, all expenses, including the stuff you probably didn't write down. But we may delay home ownership for years because it'll get us out of debt and be a safer environment and maybe even be closer to the hospital, right? So you don't have to commute that long or pay for hotel bills, right? We're gonna strip this all down and rebuild our life. Uh-oh, I feel like I tapped into something. What was that look?
You've been a fly on the wall.
Yeah, we've been really praying about that. I've actually told Carlin this week, I think that we should move closer to the hospital, which is 1 hour and 45 minutes from our house. And he had a job opportunity, and I had a job opportunity. And the thing is, Carlin didn't want to rent. And I'm like, it makes more sense. But he's like, but we're throwing away money.
That's what I've been taught. I just had the knowledge, the limited knowledge that it was not a smart idea to rent and throw away money, which I could have been misinformed.
Yeah, no, there's no necessarily right or wrong here, but I think one of the things we're going to do for homework is find out if we did sell it, would we be selling it at a gain or a loss? Because if we're going to sell it at a loss, we got to think of it one way, but there might be a tax write-off, right? If we're going to sell it at a gain, we may solve some of our whole problem, even though we're going to have to pay rent to somebody. You may find out that your rent for a better place for you right now is less than your mortgage and your taxes and your insurance and all the other payments. So we're going to have to go through and say, what does it really cost us to own this house for a year? And what would a beautiful rental that doesn't put baby Carlin at risk look like?
Personally, Dan and Tanya, I would live in a box if it means our kids are free from debt in the future. Like if you give me my wife, my queen, and my kids are good, we would go live in a box right now and put this house on the market. Like, It is not about the house. It is not about the car. We want to get out of debt. We want to breathe. We don't want to work 2-3 jobs anymore. We want to see our kings grow up and be a part and fashion memories together. So if it means selling this house and living in a 2-bedroom apartment, we are out of here. That's how serious we are when it comes to getting out of debt and being financially free. Like, we are serious about this.
Your arms are too large to live in a box, so we'll make sure you don't end up living in a box either. Somebody once told me, home is where the family is. Wherever you go, whether it's here.
Even if it means being uncomfortable is okay for us right now. Like, we're very okay with being uncomfortable if it means our children and our future is on the side of financial freedom.